everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean. This is In The Mixer, episode 43 already of our FC Isle of Man save, and we are kind of humming along nicely in Season 7 in League 2. We're a bit up, we're a bit down, we're kind of a yo-yo side all over the shop. Results have been alright in really some good areas and then like kind of poor in others, but we'll go through, we'll do a full review. Might as well jump straight into the full game now. So here's where we currently sit. We're currently in 8th spot, which I should be happy about. I've said all the way through so far that we're happy with like a top half finish, but what it feels like at the moment is that we'll have like this really excellent, wonderful performance, and then we'll follow that up with like a kind of shitty result or a mediocre performance in the next game. So just an example, like we had that 5-0 win against Tranmere last episode, which you guys of course saw, and then lost 2-0 to Southend with effectively like the same lineup structure, all that sort of stuff. We drew 1-1 with Scunthorpe, which was a good result because they were top of the division when we played them. And we did quite well. We actually could have won this game had we found our chances a little bit better. Our defence had probably their best performance collectively of the season thus far in that game. They are a very good side. I think they clipped the bar or the post or something as well late on. And then Stevenage absolutely tore us apart. Stevenage were very good, to be fair. Like, they deserved the win, but like all of that kind of solid defensive work we'd done only a few days earlier went out the window, and our defence really struggled with the same group there. So that was frustrating. Then again, another good result. We won on penalties against Manchester United under 23s. They've got some phenomenal talents, like João Pedro, who scored their goal, £41 million worth of player. Obviously a phenomenal talent, and we kept it up with him. We had quite a few chances. Austin Samuels had a great chance at the death to actually win it in regular time, and yes, we still got past them by penalties, but still a very good performance against a very strong team. We then drew 1-1 with Wickham, who were at the time 24th in the division, which was quite frustrating, and it was a 92nd minute penalty. Kyle Moore scored that one after David Wayne gave it away. Very frustrating that we could have, you know, like kind of good performances and then just shit ones after that. We then we then beat comfortably Crawley 4-0, and I thought, okay, this is the one. We've got it sorted. David Wang was in good form. Austin Samuels with a hat-trick. We're kind of starting to get a good team flow going. We're getting consistency in the lineup. We're getting through our results. And then sure enough, we followed it up with a loss on penalties to Rotherham, albeit in the Check Trade Trophy, Leasing.com Trophy, whatever it's called now, which I don't really care about that much. That's not a bad one. But then to draw 1-1 with a pretty poor Colchester side, who really had like one shot on target for the game and scored it. And it was only Austin Samuels again bailing us out late on that got that equaliser. We should have beaten them. We were comfortably better than them, but just weren't finding the back of the net as consistently as we need to. And that's kind of been the focus, I think, over the last month or so. We've now got Doncaster, who are up in 4th, so that's going to be a good test. And then, of course, Bolton, who so many people are doing wonderful saves with. I think FM Prospect is doing a good save with Bolton. If he's going to keep it going, I'm not sure. I don't think he's done an episode in a little while. But yeah, like a lot of great teams trying to do like a return to glory for the Bolton team, given how difficult a time they've had in real life and all that sort of stuff. So 2 massive episodes today. I'm hoping to get 2 wins. It would be great to get back-to-back victories because we haven't done that at any point this season. It's always been like win, loss, draw, win, loss, draw, win, loss, draw, and it kind of reflected in our run so far. 13 games played, 4 wins, 6 draws, and only 3 defeats. So we're not getting blown away by anybody. Stevenage is probably the best side we've faced thus far in terms of scoreline, but if we can find some consistency, if we can get like, you know, back-to-back wins, or even like a group of 5 games where we get 3 wins or something, I'd take that just to try and shoot ourselves up into the playoff positions. And I think that's kind of a bit more reflective of how we're travelling and where we're at. Now, of course, the transfer window is closed. It closed at the end of September, but we are keeping an eye on quite a few players. You can see there's a few guys now that previously weren't interested that are now slightly interested. The one we're looking at is Janelle Bennett. We've offered him a contract. Hopefully he'll come across and give us a bit more depth in the wide areas. Looks to be a solid option on that right-hand side. And we're also keeping an eye on Andrew Nelson here, just for a bit of defensive structure and stability would be great. But at the moment, he wants ridiculous money for a 3-star current ability player. Really what we're looking at and looking for are players that are going to be like, this is some strikers that we're searching for or getting scout reports on. We really want players that are going to kind of like take us to that next level. Like this Luke Plange guy would be fantastic. We'd probably use him as a pressing forward or something. And we're just basically focusing on the key roles and attributes for what we want in that particular structure. But he might take some of the scoring burden off Austin Samuels, and Gax has struggled a little bit, Mampala has struggled a little bit. And additional depth is definitely needed. We do have, pleasantly enough though, a full squad to pick from. The only concern that we've got at the moment is Oyegoke has been struggling for a little bit of fitness. It is his first real season as not a professional footballer, but as a first team footballer. And we welcome David Wang back from international duty for this fixture as well. Magic of editing though, we're going to jump forward a little bit and go through the 2 lineups for both sides. And this is how the two teams line up. We've got Gennaro in goal, of course, Carson and Rooney. I think I alluded to it in the last episode that Bellahoon, I wasn't quite happy with him. Carson's come in and done relatively well. Two central defenders on defender next to each other. It seems to have a bit better balance than what we were doing before. But having said that, we have been like so up and down. It's hard to tell what we're actually doing well. Sereno has been quite good, but with the ball really. He's one of our equal assist makers for the season thus far with Jasper and David Wang. And on the right-hand side, I actually think Oyegoke has had a fantastic season, filling in for us at right midfield when we need him to. His versatility and his overall play has been excellent. Wang will still play on the right-hand side. We are still trying to bring in that right-sided midfielder, just like we spoke about. Jasper is back to full fitness, and we're trying to get him into a decent run of form as well. Gilson and Cornet have played pretty much every game in central midfield so far and doing well, so nothing to complain about there. And Gaxa and Samuels up top is still the preferred formation, though I do really want to try and find like a proper number 10. They've got quite a few good players. Smith in goal looks to be a very decent goalkeeper. 30 years of age now in 2025. Looks to be decent on a decent wage as well. So Doncaster obviously have a bit of money coming down from the higher division. They've got Ben Whiteman, who's an excellent player, now 29, ex-Sheffield United junior. Played at Doncaster in the base version of this game. Just very, very solid. Lots of double figures here, which is really kind of reflective of the standard that we're getting to. And then Jake Forster-Karski, he was for a while ago, I've been playing FM for a very long time, one of those real proper lower division talents. He'd contracted come up at Brighton, you could pick him up and he was a wonderful player. A good left-sided central midfielder. Obviously played at Charlton and now then Wimbledon, Reading, and now at Doncaster. He's been around a little bit while this game's been going on. Otherwise, they've got mostly regens and stuff. We are seeing quite a few different regens come through and start to do well in the division. The star player for the season is an 18-year-old centre-back that they're currently playing at left-back. So, he looks to be quite good as well. They picked him up from Tottenham at the start of the season previous, and he looks to be quite the player. And potentially, if we do finish mid-table, if we do make the playoffs and don't get through, maybe we start transitioning ourselves to a similar sort of model where we try and pick up, good regen youth talent out of the best academies across England and build out our team that way. So again, we might kind of try and stick it out with real players, but just giving you guys an early heads up that we might do that. If you have a preference, of course, chuck it in the comment section below. Let me know what you would rather see on the channel and in the content. But a 4-2-3-1, we should do relatively well against it. I think we're set up quite well to handle most of what they're trying to do there. And we're going to assertively say we owe Doncaster after what happened in our last match, go out there and get revenge. Most of the team seems motivated, which is great to see. I can't remember when we last played Doncaster. I think there was an FA Cup game a couple of seasons ago. I can't remember if it was last season or the season before. Got to throw in here to kick off the highlights. Oyegoke, deep ball across. Palmer, and then Forster-Karski gets it away. Cornet resets through Rooney. Now across to Carson. We're keeping the ball well. Out left now to Jasper, who's good in 1v1 situations. Skipped past one challenge, and then his drive has pretty tame effort, to be fair. Maybe we just need him to get to the wide area and then find that cut back for the striker to tap home. Deep throw in here for Doncaster. It's with Can, their right back. Whiteman goes all the way back to Smith in goal, and then a long ball forward towards Ahmed. Oyegoke was there, but Ahmed brings it down and takes a few touches and gets a strike away. You need to get tighter to him, or at least just get goal side so that we prevent that strike taking place in the first place. Gennaro with a good save though, forces out for the corner. Forster-Karski to take, and then Rooney gets pushed in the melee in that middle, and we get the free kick. Got to throw in now on the right. Oyegoke to take. Gaxa. Cornet in the midfield. Moves across the left-hand side. Looks for Jasper in behind. Squares it up to him. He gets the strike away. And again, if he had just gone to the byline, I think he could have pulled that one back for an Austin Samuels tap in. But Doncaster are coming forward. Channel with the ball now. Back to Khan. Look up the line. Sereno recovers it well. And the highlight comes to an end. Another immediate highlight. I've got quite a few in this first half here. Oyegoke picks the ball up from the Doncaster goal kick. And he's got space in front of him he can move into. Looks out left now towards Jasper, who cuts inside his man, which he does consistently. And then again, another really tame strike directly at Smith in goal. Gennaro with the ball, resets from our own goal kick. Rooney with a long one forward. Gaxa should get there first. To Cornet, out wide right to David Wang. We've got some good isolation here and two men in the middle if we find the right cross. Gets one back now. Gilson knocks it down for Gaxa, and it manages to pinball around and thankfully falls back to Leo Gaxa's feet again. His third goal of the season. Pokes that one home and gives us a 1 goal advantage. We've looked alright in some of this build-up play. It's just more our final third decision-making I think has been a little bit poor. It's a good ball from Wang. Gilson does quite well to knock it down. Gaxa's first strike hits the defender and sends the keeper diving in the opposite direction. And thankfully, he's the first one to the rebound and can poke home into pretty much an empty net. Throwing here on the left-hand side, Ahmed to take for Doncaster. Pinballing it around, good triangle work there. And then Greaves eventually with a header from Ahmed's cross just past the far post. Going to use our demand more shout just to give everyone some focus through to half time. We did concede just on the stroke of half time against Southend in the last episode. We do want to avoid doing that now. We're giving away a penalty. I didn't even see it. It's just rocketed forward. You guys saw that one in real time the same way I did. Whiteman with the penalty, and it's a good effort, to be fair. Low and hard to the left of the keeper. Even if the keeper had to guess the right way, he would have been doing quite well to get down to that one. It's a good strike. Just absolutely rifles that one low and hard into the corner. Third goal of the season for him, and they draw level just before half time. And it might be worse here. Forster-Karski with the ball. They pinballed it around. I think it's Palmer with the initial header, and then Papuindi. I'm probably butchering that. Papanidi. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, but he's a regen. He's not going to care. And Palmer with that back post header. Papuindi. Someone's just got to go with him. Papanidi. Whatever. Let's just call him Paps. Paps with the go-ahead goal for Doncaster. And disappointing that we started so strong and took a lead and have kind of thrown it away now. At halftime, 9 shots, 4 on target, 43% possession. They've had 7, 4, and 57. Let's get the rocket out aggressively. Show me something else after what happened. I've just combined 2 different sentences there that I was reading at the same time. Most of the responders fired up, but again, our defensive structure here is it's not great. Potentially, we might need to look at getting away from the high press system that we're currently using, just to try and give the defence a little bit more space. Carson with the header, he's clipped the crossbar. Greaves hacks it away. It was a good free kick in from David Wang, to be fair. Thrown here, right-hand side for Doncaster, right in towards the 18-yard box. It's pinballing around. Oyegoke gets it away. Samuels is 1v1 now, and heading goal side. Palmer fouled him, but the highlight comes to an end. And we're through now, so let's have a look at subs. Sereno struggling a little bit. We might bring on Melbourne for him. David Wang struggling. We'll play Longello on the right. It's not his favourite position, but he can do it. And Oyegoke might have to just figure it out on his own for the moment. And Austin Samuel's really struggling. We might give Mampala some time. Let's passionately say our faith in you. Get out there, make a difference. And let's use our Get Creative shout. We've used all 3 subs after an hour, which is probably a stupid thing to do. But when you're 2-1 down and want to try and get points, you need to go for it. Jasper with a good run there and a strike from distance with Smith equal to it. Pushes it out for the corner. Got our short corner routine set here. Longello can go short to Jasper. Goes past one, looks to the ball at the top of the box. Gilson was there, but he would have had a lot to do. And the highlight comes to an end. Deep free kick, Forster-Karski to take. About 12 minutes remaining. Jasper goes through him, but Cornett recovers in midfield. Mampala, 1v1 in the wide area. He's got to wait for support. There's a man arriving back post now. Instead, he goes to strike himself. If he had just tried to flick that one on, Longello was there in a good spot. We're going to demand more for the last 10 minutes here. See if we can't push it on and try and find a winner. Or an equaliser, I should say. Melbourne with the throw-in on the left-hand side. He's got Mampala in front of him. On his own, Gilson in now. Top of the diamond. It strikes from distance. It was always working its way back towards goal, but it had a long way to go. 3 minutes to be added on here. We've got a late throw-in. Melbourne to take to Gilson in. Greaves with the long ball forward. Papanidi is there. Rooney nearly loses the ball out, but Carson, I think, bailed him out. Woodyard, ball over the top. Rooney with a good header. Cornett. Gilson in. Switch out to the right-hand side. Longello should get there. Can he get it back on his left? Instead, he gets a ball in the box. Gilson in with the strike. It's pinballing around again. I think it's Gaxa with his 2nd goal of the game. And again, it might have been, I think, it's either Mampala or Gilson in with the initial strike. It's hit one of the defenders. And just Leo Gaxa has had quite the fortunate game. Both of his goals coming from balls just landing at his feet. Gilson in, it actually hits Mampala. And then Gaxa, first one to it. Keeper had already dove to the right. He can't get back across to his left. And we get a late equaliser. Is it deserved? I'm going to take it regardless. And the referee calls full time. A 2-2 draw. Gaxa with the double, which is good for him. But 15 shots, 6 on target, 48% possession for Doncaster. 16, 9, and 52% for us. Maybe I'm being too harsh. They are a playoff side. So, maybe I shouldn't be as upset that we've managed to come back. Let's passionately say, you've done brilliantly to come back and salvage a draw. Just because we want to try and keep morale up as much as possible. And they were down, and we did pull out the hairdryer at halftime. So, it makes sense that we would, kind of be a bit happier that they have shown a response. Does see us drop down into 10th spot, a 7th draw of the season thus far, but it is still very tight. One win in the next game could throw us back up into the playoff position. Honours even at Keepmoat Stadium, Gaxa gets the Man of the Match award with an 8.8 rating, and it resolves a goal drought for him. He'd gone 13 hours of competitive football. I actually hadn't been aware of that. Assertively, superb in front of goal last time out, and he has responded positively, which is great to see. Now, we've got only 4 days to the game against Bolton, so I'm going to make use of a rest day. I've just knocked my phone off the desk if you've heard that noise in the background. Everything's gone to shit. But we're going to use that one rest day and effectively take the same squad into the next match. I want to try and get that stability and that balance in the team on a consistent basis. And to be honest, a lot of the guys that are down here are kind of the 2-star guys that we spoke about at the start of the year. Hopefully, as well, in the next few days, Janelle Bennett might actually agree terms on a contract. and potentially, while we won't have him now, we will have him by the 1st of January. Registered and ready to play and give us a bit more balance across the team. We wouldn't have, then, if that did happen, we wouldn't have anyone below 2.5 star in the first team picture. But magic of editing, we're going to jump forward to the game against Bolton now. All right, and just like that, we are a few days ahead. And the big one that I should announce first is there is a new face down here on the bench, Daniil Bennett. I don't know how we've been able to register him, but he's signed on a free transfer. We registered him for the league. He's available for selection. I think it might be a glitch or something like that, but I'm going to use him. Like, I don't give a shit. 3.5 star current ability, 4 star potential. He's going to be excellent for us. We are training him to play in that deeper right midfield role. Looks to have good technical ability, decent mental ability, excellent physical traits. Hopefully he's that bit of quality on the right hand side to kind of either assist guys a little bit further. We saw Gaxa get goals in the last game, but provides more supply to Samuels, take some heat off Jasper, and really give us that platform for the 2 wide players to start being our creative hubs, which is what we really need in this 4-4-2 system. They're playing a 4-3-3, relatively basic looking. They got Cashman up front. Dan Cashman, 24-year-old ex-Brighton, looks to be quite good. A very solid looking player across the board there. They got Ball in midfield. Ex-QPR looks to be fairly decent as well. Can play as an anchor man, currently playing as a box-to-box, I think. And Brown Sterling on the left wing, their captain. One of the only original, I think, Bolton players that has been with the squad throughout all of the troubles that they've had in the last few years. So he's been there for quite a while. Still a good team. We still have to beat our best to beat them. They are lower than us in the division, but as we know, that doesn't mean a whole lot when you've got good players out there on the pitch. Assertively, we're going to say, I have faith in you, make a difference for the defence, give them a little bit of a boost, and hopefully we can get through the first hour in good position and maybe bring Bennett off the bench with about 30 minutes remaining to try and build up his form, fitness, and whatever else. Ball in here, or Ball with the header. So ball. Riley, it was a deep free kick. Ball put it in. Good flick on header, just clipped the inside of the post, very similar to the goal that we conceded earlier. Riley, it's a good ball, to be fair, in that tough area, and Ball, powerful header. Oyegoke probably shouldn't be marking him if he's going to continue rising above him like that very easily. And we've gone a goal down early doors, but I'm not quite panicking just yet. Throw in here, left-hand side, Sereno to take. Gilson and across to Cornet. Can go to switch. Instead he resets through Carson. Sereno now. Back to Carson. Just play the little one around the corner. Instead he's gone all the way back to Gennaro. We can work it over to the right-hand side if he finds the right ball forward. Go short to Rooney. Reverse past the Cornet in midfield. Can turn. Look for Gilson in now. Ball in behind towards Samuels, who got goal side and got a ball away. And Samuels with a follow-up again, and they managed to scramble it away. Jones puts it into touch. 30 minutes through. We're going to use our demand more shout. There is a highlight here before that comes through. Long ball forward. Penswick on the right wing for Bolton brings it down. Ball into behind towards Cashman. Jasper recovers quite well. Carson with the long ball into the channel. Samuels flicks it on. Gaxa might get there first. Wide area, he's got a lot to do. Instead, he has again been the beneficiary of a ball falling into his path. His first strike wasn't a bad effort. Hutchinson with a good save, but he kept his run going, got the first of the deflection, and he didn't have a whole lot of angle to work with here. You've got to give him a lot of credit. Heading towards the left always. He's a right-footed player. Hutchinson's first save is excellent, and he's got absolutely no angle to deal with there, and manages to slide it back in. There was a Jamie Vardy goal against Man City a couple of years ago that was very similar. He had nothing to aim at. He did quite well. Corner here for Bolton. First one's headed away. White across to Cashman at the top of the box. It wasn't a bad effort, just past the far post. And there's still a danger from Bolton here, but at least we are back on level terms. Okay, we're at half-time. We've had 8 shots, 4 on target, 60% of the ball. They've had 6, 1, and 40, but we remain at 1-1. Assertively, let's say, it's time for everyone to dig in and show what you've got left tonight. Let's tell the front two they have the ability to make a real difference. That has also, even though he's picked up a knock, given Jasper a little bit of a boost as well. That's what we want to see. As always, we'll give it 15 minutes or so and then have a look at our subs. I'm thinking we might take Jasper off if he's got that knock, which might see David Wang move over to the left-hand side. In fact, we're through the hour relatively quickly. We might do that now. So Wang can move over to the left wing. It's not his favourite, but he can do it. And then we're going to bring on Bennett for his debut. Actually, you know what? Let's swap both wingers. Let's bring on Longello. And Sereno is also struggling a little bit. We might give Jamie Melbourne some time. He's barely played so far this year. Again, risking it all to get the biscuit. We are doing all 3 subs with 30 minutes remaining. It'll either kill us or it'll show fruit. Bennett with his first touch, winning the ball back from Cashman. Ball back to White, the centre-back. Good little press there. We had 2 or 3 men around him. Hutchinson with the long ball forward now. Melbourne with a good header. Looks to send Longello into the corner. Melbourne recovers again. Back through Carson. Don't rush the ball, boys. We've got numbers around it. Instead, we've gone a bit long. Probably didn't need to. But Longello's done well to bring it down. Loses out in the end to Jones. Ball over the top, and Carson's let it run. Cashman's gotten goal side, and he's found the finish. For fuck's sake. This game drives me absolutely mental sometimes. And you can kind of tell the days where, like, I'm recording and I've just had, like, a free afternoon, or even though I started the week really hungover, you can kind of tell the days when I've been at work and nothing seems to really want to work for me today. Cashman, good strike. Gennaro did get a fair chunk on it, but the pace of the strike took it past him. His 5th goal of the season. And we're 2-1 down again to a Bolton side that in these highlights we've only seen have 2 shots on target, really. And time's getting away from us here. We can use our Get Creative shout for the last 15 minutes, try and inspire everyone to try and create something. But do you remember at the start of the episode when I said it would be great if we could finally get an episode where we get 2 wins? We're looking at the moment like we're going to have a draw and a defeat, which isn't the best ever. That's a great strike. I'm not even annoyed about it. First goal of the season for Jake Taylor. We're going to check this one out in 3 dimensions. It is an absolute wonder strike. And Janelle Bennett's debut is not going quite as well as I'd hoped it would. Would you believe it? He misses the tackle there. Brown Sterling just kind of walks past him, cuts it back to Taylor, and first time strike on his right foot. It had a lot on it. It looks by that behind goal angle like Gennaro could have maybe done better, but I think it had a fair amount of venom on it. And I dare say, Bolton now 3-1 up against us. That might be it. And 3 minutes of additional time. The referee has called full time. So 11 shots in the end, 5 on target, 57% possession, which is crazy. They had 15, 6 and 43%. And very disappointed, I'm going to say aggressively. You weren't good enough tonight. That was pathetic. I did say I want 2 wins. And maybe next episode, tomorrow, I'll say I want 2 defeats. And we'll just trick Sports Interactive into accidentally giving it to me. Let's check out where that leaves us. We're currently down in 12th. So we are still in the top half, which is kind of the bar that I set myself, but it's so frustrating that we're kind of just getting caught in this quagmire of teams around 18, 19, 20 points, particularly because there are teams above us that we've beaten. We beat Salford, we should have beat Colchester, could have beaten Doncaster if we really had it gone for it, could have beaten Crewe, drew with Scunthorpe. Like, we're competing with those sides that are doing well in this league, so why are we struggling so much with these teams down here? Trotters get the better of FC Isle of Man. Jake Taylor, his late goal gets him the Man of the Match award. Jasper's out. He's got an injured knee for 6 to 9 days. His injury record has been pretty poor. At least next time up, we've got Chester, who we have played. They've been promoted in second behind us the last 2 seasons out of Vanarama North and also the Vanarama National. I'm hopeful, playing against a familiar foe, albeit one that is improving quite a bit each year, we will be able to get a win and start turning our form around just a little bit. As far as our schedule goes, I think we'll probably come back towards maybe these Cheltenham and Fylde games. We've already played Salford. We've already played Millwall. Oh, sorry, we've already played Millwall. We've got Millwall in the FA Cup. But I think we might jump forward to the games against Cheltenham, the game against Fylde. And we'll continue our week-long search now. The search for this week is to get an episode with 2 wins in it. That's all I want. That's all I really want before we get to Friday. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is the part that means a tremendous amount to me. If you want to be kept up to date on future videos as they're continued to release, subscribe to the channel. If you want to be kept up to date on all our different interactions within the FM community, you just look over there. You've got the Twitch link. The Twitter link. I nearly got through it without fucking it up. @InTheMixer_FM. It's where we engage with most of the FM community. It's a really thriving and wonderful group out there. And of course, if you ever want to reach out to me directly, you can do it through that page or in the comment section below. Give me feedback, positive or negative, whatever you're thinking about the series, about the channel so far, let me know. So much of what we're going to do throughout the course of this year is going to be based on feedback from you guys and what you want to actually see. And of course, we're taking suggestions for our one season wonder saves as well, because when we get to like episode 60 or something like that, we'll probably do another season with another club just to mix things up a little bit. As always though, guys, I've been Sean and I'll see you all again in the mixer.